Life Orientation Grade 12 CAT Revision. Under today's revision, we are going to look at municipalities. The whole package that comes with municipalities, the questions and everything that comes with municipality in different question papers. I have combined different question papers that comes with the question that comes with municipality. Now, before we can look at the questions, I want us to understand what municipality is and what comes with municipality. Let's look at our next slide. Our today's topic or content is municipality and bylaws, municipality and responsibilities. Like I have said that I have put together the question papers with different on different years that comes with municipality questions. I'm not saying that the CAT that is going to come for this year, municipality, it's going to be there, but it is better to be on a safe side. You never know. Now let's look at the questions, the content, sorry. Let us try to understand first what municipality is and what are bylaws and the responsibilities. Municipality is a single administrative division having corporate status and powers of self-government or jurisdiction as granted by national and regional laws to which it is subordinate. Bylaws. These are the laws managed by municipality. The Constitution of South Africa gives municipality the power to pass their own legislation in the form of bylaw for particular subject areas. The next one is responsibilities. State or fact of having duty to deal with something or of having control over someone. So you need to understand this particular content before you can be able to answer question. I believe that it's going to be easier that way. Let's move to the next slide. Right, questions. Now we are going to look at questions based on municipality. Like I said, the questions are coming from different question papers, right? So this one is coming from a different question paper, and there's another question that is coming from a different question paper. And then we are going to look at how are they different, which type did they use to what do you call this? Which type did they use to set the question paper, and what type of a question can you expect, and how is it answered? Because questions, when you answer questions, you answer them in different ways depending on the instructions that you are given. Now let's read our extract below before we can be able to answer questions. It reads as follows. Read the extract below and answer the questions that follows. Are municipalities spending money properly? That is the heading. Municipalities are not only responsible for basic services, but they are also having social responsibility towards their local communities. Recent statistics shows that 92% of municipalities in South Africa are mismanaging public funds through fraud and corruption. It is important for citizens to know how municipalities are spending the money that is allocated to community services. Communities should have a say on how financial and other sources are spent within local government. Now, based on a scenario that you are given, you need to answer your question based on the what do you call this, the extract that you are given, but not only on the extract that you are given. Sometimes you are asked a question that is not on the scenario that you are given, meaning that life orientation, it's based on our day-to-day lives, right? Meaning that you need to know what is happening on the ground. That is why it is important to make sure that you watch news, you are aligning yourself with what is happening in the community. But if you don't know anything that is happening in the community or in your country, you are not going to be able to answer questions. Now let's look at the questions that you are given in a question paper. Next slide. Right. It says write the paragraphs on the responsibilities of various levels of government. Use the following as guideline. Meaning when you write your answers, it says write in paragraph. Write in paragraph. You need to understand this. On the responsibility of various levels of government. Use the guideline. You are given a guideline to follow. Use the following as a guideline. Bullet number 1 is a state one social responsibility of municipality and explain how mismanagement of public funds through fraud and corruption may affect social development in community. It says how many marks? 3. They give you 3 marks for this, and then they ask you to write it in a paragraph form, right? I'm going to give you answers on the next slide. Right now, I just want us to focus on the questions and the format of the questions, right? And then you are going to look at how the answers are going to be different in a different format that you're supposed to produce to your teacher. Let's move to the next slide. Discuss 3 possible reasons why most municipalities are still mismanaging public funds, as stated in the extract below. Now here the answer, it is based on the extract below, like they are saying. It is stated in the extract below. Let's look at the question 1 and compare it with question 2 and see if they are both talking about the extract, right? Here, number 1, it says state one social responsibility of municipality and explain how mismanagement of public funds through fraud and corruption may affect the social development in community. Now here it's based on your knowledge, right? It's not based on the extract. It's based on your knowledge. Like I said before, sometimes question can be based on an extract, sometimes can be based on your own knowledge or experiences of life, right? Let's move to the next slide. Next bullet. Recommend 2 practical ways in which local community could help prevent mismanagement of public funds by municipalities. For each recommendation, indicate how each action may help to prevent the mismanagement. Let's repeat this question again. Recommend 2 practical ways in which local communities should or could help prevent. Local communities, if you are involved, you know how to use this one. Local community could help prevent the mismanagement of public funds by municipalities. For each, it says how many? 2 practicals, right? For each practical, recommend and indicate how each action can help or may help prevent mismanagement. I hope I'm clear on this one. Let's move to the next slide. I hope there are other questions based on the extract. I hope I'm right. Here it says 15 marks. Let's move to the next slide and see other questions. Right, on this slide, I want us to focus only on this point. Forget about the other points. Let me highlight this one for you and see which point are we going to focus on. This is the question that I want us to focus on, right? Those other questions are not based on municipality. So I want us to focus on this one. Even this one, I took it from a different question paper. Like I said, I have put together all the questions, or at least half of the questions, that focus only on municipalities and how are we going to answer that. If you can remember the first slide, we spoke about the bylaws. We gave a definition of bylaws, right? Here we are on the bylaws. Here I'm going to read this question for you. It says, why do you think municipalities should amend bylaws regularly? Why do you think municipalities, this is your own thinking, right? This is your own thinking based on your experience again and based on your knowledge. You think it's important for municipality to amend the bylaws regularly, and then you give your points, right? How many marks? It says 2 marks, right? Let's move to the next slide. I hope the next slide, and I believe the next slide, it's answers. Let's look at the answers on how you should answer your questions. Now let's look at our answers. Possible answers. Possible social responsibilities of municipalities could include the following. This is the heading of your question, right? When you write your answers, don't forget to write the heading as well. If it happens that you have a subheading, please include your subheading, right? This is the example of a subheading that I'm talking about. Offering intervention programs, run campaigns, event to address the social issues. Like, now you are going to write any of the following, not all of them. This is just the example of the answers expected, right? I'm not saying when you write your exam, write everything, depending on your marks allocated. Under the subheading, the poverty, women and children abuse or child abuse, substance abuse, physical abuse, home-based care services, activities for elderly or sick, the HIV and AIDS, tuberculosis, the malnutrition, gangsterism, crime, harmful or risk behavior towards the others or oneself. Now, I'm not going to read all of them. You only choose the ones that you feel comfortable in writing in under your subheading. Let's move to the next bullet. This one, offering the funding for educational intervention programs. Like, again, you are going to write only one of the following that support the parents and guardian or guardians. Now, under this one, sorry guys, and under this subheading, the importance of early childhood development, parenting, supporting their school-going children. Now, this one is very, 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 very much important. It's very much important. I'm not saying all of them are not important, but I wish one day we could talk about only about this particular content, the early childhood development and the parenting skills, and how should one support their children. You understand? That's my wish. Let's move to the next. Let's move to the next point. Skills to support or to tolerate towards family member, friends who are addicted to substances. This is another point, right? Let's move to the last point. Initiate youth awareness programs on their responsibility towards social at large during the school holidays, like the voluntary community services, how risk behavior may affect social at large, the responsible the responsible use of social media platform, then the delayed sex and the abstinence and the sexuality. This one, again, like I said, I'm only spotting the important ones that I think they are close to my heart and to learners on how they should learn about this. On the next content, I think we are going to cover even the social media and the use of social media in our daily life. It's going to be another part of our content as I have figured that in each and every question paper, this type of content is there because it's part of us, right? I hope I will do it sooner rather than later, or maybe sooner. I hope so. Let's move to the next slide. How mismanagement of public funds through fraud and corruption could affect social development. How mismanagement of public funds through fraud and corruption could affect social development. Let's look at our answers. The existing or current high level of social inequality within the community may not be addressed. And this may widen the gap between the privileged and the less privileged, restrict the equal spread of social power or positions even further. Bullet number 2, there may be less financial and other necessary resources available for the delivery of social services in the community, which may further impoverish certain community groups. Now, again, I'm not going to read everything. I'm not going to read everything here. I just want you to look at the answers, the format of the answers on how you're supposed to write your answers. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. Let's move to the next slide. Next answer. Discuss 3 possible reasons why most municipalities are still mismanaging public funds as stated in the extract. Now, you are going to look at the possibilities or the reasons why municipalities are still mismanaging the public funds. That is based on the extract, right? You go back to your extract, you look for possible reasons why. That is stated on the extract. That is why I'm saying you go back to the extract and then you look for your answers. But don't worry, we are going to look for answers as well. Now, I want us to look at how the marker is going to allocate marks to learners. Here it says marks should be awarded as following or as follows, right? 2 marks each for 3 well explained, like I have said before, for well explained responses. If your responses are well explained, you are going to score yourself all the marks, right? Now let's look at the possible answers that could be what do you call this? That could be on your paper. Point number 1, it says municipality may still mismanage funds. Look at it, how it is written. Municipality may still mismanage funds due to, and then they give the points underneath the subheading, due to possible improper monitoring and evaluation processes by provincial and national government structures. And then you get your point for the first statement. And then the statement continues, which may cause local government officials to become more careless about proper financial management. And then you score yourself another mark. On one sentence, you get 2 marks, depending on your explanation, if your explanation is proper or it's well explained. Let's look at the next explanation. Workers responsible for managing of funds who may not be qualified or capable or competent to do the job, which may result to them not adhering to the financial processes, the processes that should be followed, being unable to implement the policies. Oh my God, guys, I am so tired, but let's push. I'm going to repeat this this point again so that it can make sense. Workers responsible for the managing of funds who may not be qualified, capable, competent to do the job, which may result in them not adhering to the financial processes that should be followed, or being unable to implement the policies, right? Like I've said, I wish I can read everything that is written here. I wish I can read, or should I just read? Let me see if I can be able to read all the points. Now again, municipality may still manage funds due to malfunctioning, non-existent, poor leadership within local municipality structures that is making it impossible to hold guilty parties accountable. Hence, they are not ensuring that those those not following the rules of financial processes bear in the consequences of their actions. Next one, a culture of favorism. A culture of favorism, nepotism, cronyism, biasness, which may still exist within the municipality structures, and as the result, those in the authority are failing to manage controlling public funds. Guys, our government is mostly failing us. It's failing us. They implement the laws or the rules and regulations, but they don't practice them, which is very, very much unfair, guys. I wish I can just talk about this, but it's unfortunate because here we are doing our revision. But truly speaking, guys, our government is failing us. Nepotism and favorism, it's one of the things that makes us being unemployed, because you find that most of us, we don't have anyone in a particular department that can do us a favor and give us post so that we can work for ourselves. Like I said, I have divided different content into videos. So the next video is going to be about unemployment and entrepreneurship. Guys, life is tough. Our economy is failing us as well. If not government, even the economy. But who controls the economy? It's government and our municipalities. We will look into our unemployment issue on the next video. Let's look at our last point. Abuse of power of those in management position that may still exist, since managers may not want to follow proper protocols, procedures in dealing with the financial irregularities, as it may reflect badly on them as managers. This is our last answer on the discussion. Let's move to our next slide. Yes. Next slide. It says to recommend 2 practical ways in which local community could help prevent mismanagement of public funds by municipality. Right. For each recommendation, include each action may help prevent mismanagement. Again, it says recommend to municipalities. Now, this is how we should be, how the marks are going to be allocated. 3 marks for 2 explained reasons. Here they want 2 answers, but 3 for marks that are well explained. Here it says note to teacher. This is note for your teacher, not for you. This is note for the teacher. But it is important for you to know how the teacher is going to do it to mark. What does the teacher look at when she marks or when he marks your work? Here it says in this question, candidates, which is you, learners, candidate answers must be written in full sentences as far as possible. Hence, within the 3-mark question, candidate could and should be awarded 3, 2, and 1, or even a 0, depending on the level of the answers given. Depending on the level of the answer given. To be awarded the full 3 marks, candidate must give a statement. Remember, I said something about statement in the previous slide. Candidate must give a statement, which is 1 mark, the quality of the statement, another mark, and give an outcome. Give an outcome of the question, of your answer, I mean to say. Now, this is all 3 marks. Now, let's look at your answer structure. Community member. Look, you start by writing this. All right? Community members could or should. Remember, you are recommending. Community members should or could attend the quarterly ward meetings where financial reports are discussed, 1 mark. thereby using the opportunity to gain insight into the financial report, another mark, which may provide them with proof or grounds for action to be taken to eliminate or to combat the wasteful expenditure, another mark. They said how many recommendations? 2, right? Now when you are given recommendation 1, this is your first recommendation. This is what you recommend, and then you get your 3 marks. Let's move to the next one. Community members could, again, or should familiarize themselves with the structures within the municipality, thereby empowering themselves to follow applicable protocol in the opposing action of mismanagement of funds. And this may ensure that they know how to go about reporting incidents and mismanagement in municipality. There are a lot of answers that you can look for. I've tried to give several different answers that you can look for, but it's important to at least read all of them. Go through all of them however you can, so that you can be able to give your answers correctly in a correct form. Let's move to the next slide, or should I just leave this one so that you can be able to read for a few seconds? Right, let's move to the next slide. Why do you think a municipality should amend bylaws? This is the last question. Why? This is based on your own thinking, your own experience, your own knowledge. Why do you think a municipality should amend bylaws regularly? This is how you're going to answer your question. Bylaws should be amended because there's why. That is why we have because. The living environment of community changes from time to time. Number 2, outdated bylaws may compromise the health and safety of community. This is the first one. Why do you think municipality should amend bylaws regularly? 2 points under this. Now let's look at another one. Bylaws should be amended to ensure that, we continue, it remains relevant to the ever-changing needs of the community. Number 2, the procedures, method, practices used to regulate the protection of all community members are effective. Number 3, the constitutional rights to a safe environment is upheld. It's supposed to be upheld. It's L here. Let me look for a black pencil so that I can put L here. Upheld. Right. Upheld at all times. The last one, bylaws should be amended to minimize, prevent fraud, corruption, nepotism, cronyism, embezzlement, bribery, and to ensure good governance, service delivery, reliability, and accountability. I hope this is clear. Let's move to the next slide. I think this is the last slide for our today's lesson or revision. Let's go to the last slide and see what it has for us. Boom. Now we are done. Thank you so much, learners. I hope this will be of help. I have tried to put every information that could be of help. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, call your friends, share with them whatever that you are sharing here. This information is very, very much valid. Prepare yourselves for your CAT exams. Thank you, learners. Enjoy your day. Bye.